Hello there everyone, welcome back for some more Let's Play Tsukihime. So, the first episode has now debuted on youtube.com there. The premiere for it was a lot of fun for those who were there. New memes were formed. Those memes may incorporate themselves into the Let's Play now. We shall see. That's the fun of it. We get to, like, do that. And you know what, maybe for more future parts where there's some big events happening, we can do more premieres, because that was a lot of fun. So we're going to not do that, though, for, every part, because I'd go insane having to watch it 6 a.m. every morning. I normally upload these at 5 a.m. so that I can wake up and see people praising me. Anyways, let's get back to our reading, where we're on now Chapter 4, The Black Beast 2. So we'll see what happens after our hotel adventure, let's say. So, it's a Sunday. Arkawade's room isn't what you would expect for a vampire. That's true, I don't even see a coffin. Back then, I was only worried about Arkawade. So, I didn't really... Wait. Arkawade. Gotta get that name in. Gotta get that name set, right? It's arcade with a "w" in there. So, back then, I was only worried about Arkawade, so I didn't really notice it, but looking at it now, her room is completely ordinary. She even has a newspaper subscription. In this day and age, a newspaper? Pshaw. I mean, then again, I think this game takes place in 1995? People did the math on, like, checking when the dates match up with the calendar. So, I think we're at, like, 1995 or something like that. People did the math. I'm not one for numbers. I'm not one. I don't work well with numbers, so you guys can do that math. What's that all about? I grumble as I put the sleeping Arkawade on her bed. Wah. I don't know who's saying this. Oh, that's me. I take a deep breath as I sit on the floor. It's almost 6 o'clock in the morning. The sky outside the window is brightening, but heavy with laden clouds. Right. I should close the curtains. I spur my tired body to stand up. I close the curtains and sit back down again. Thud. As I lower myself, the strength drains from my knees and I collapse to the floor. Man, seems I'm exhausted too. It's pitiful, but I can't even stand. To think of it, I spent all last night talking with Arkawade and I didn't eat for more than a day. In addition, even though I put my glasses on, I still have a headache. My brain is ringing with this headache. Dude, take an Excedrin. Trust me, as someone who suffers from chronic headaches, I take Excedrin. It's a shame that it's banned in Canada. I may take drug runs to America sometimes. Arkawade! Wonder if her wound is alright. Her bleeding has stopped and she is someone who regenerates after being sliced apart, so maybe I don't have to worry. I wonder why. Right now, I'm so exhausted, I could collapse. Yet, I'm more worried about Arkawade than myself. Oh, color. What is happening here? Investigators believe the cause of Takada Yoichi's motorcycle accident was a malfunction of the brake pedal, which occurred while he was descending on a steep hill. Fortunately, no one was killed in the accident. I wake up to a man's generic, uninflected voice. Oh, sorry about that. I try my best, but... yeah. Ugh. Did I fall asleep? When I come to, I find myself lying on the floor under a sheet. Well, I mean, at least we won't get a cold, I guess. About past noon. Arkawade is no longer on the bed, and uninterested news fills the room from her television. Where did Arkawade go? And I sense someone in the kitchen. That idiot, moving around with such a wound. I get out from under the sheet and stand up. I have to go to the kitchen and check up on her wound. Next, on to the news. A massive number of people went missing in the early morning hours at a hotel in southern Minami Yashirogi City. Wow, okay, that's a lot longer than Fuyuki. Doesn't roll off the tongue as well. I stop dead in my tracks. My eyes become glued to the newscaster on the television set. 103 people staying at the hotel are still unaccounted for. Furthermore, bloodstains can be seen within the hotel, and the police are beginning to suspect that they were involved in some kind of crime. What are you saying? Bloodstains? It wasn't something that small and cute. The newscaster reads off script with a disinterested tone. The screen switches to the scene of the hotel I stayed at earlier, and then lists the names of the 103 people. Of course, neither mine nor Arkawade's names are on the list. Furthermore, a large amount of wild animal hair was found within the hotel. It is presumed that the hair is connected with the suspect in some way. Some of the confirmed hair samples appear to be from a large breed of dog, wolves, and there was also evidence of a bear. Possibly unrelated, but the local furry convention has, of course, cancelled their next visit. Anyways, to the weather. There were numerous different hair samples found on the scene. See, I could have made a joke about how it was the furries that wrecked the hotel, as normally happens, but I decided to take the high road. Aren't I nice and wonderful? Am I a furry now? With the ears? Huh. More to think about. Anyways. Ridiculously, what appeared to be shark bites were also reported from the scene. Click. I switch off the television set. 100 people. About 100 people back then. In just half an hour, they were all brutally killed. Bloodstains? Unaccounted for? How can you say that when you have that much information? I understand completely. Everyone staying in the hotel was killed by those incomprehensible beasts and devoured without a trace. Oh. I resist the urge to throw up. Can't allow myself to vomit while I recall each and every event that occurred last night. Such a petty sympathy would set me lower than a filthy pig. For me, the only one who escaped death in that hotel won't allow anything else other than hatred for the one behind it all. 100 people. 100 people killed without even leaving their bodies behind, only blood. The face of the man in the black coat surfaces in my memory. I don't know who he is, but it is no mistake to think that he's behind everything that happened. Is my heart still numb? Right now, hatred wins out over fear and disgust. Or maybe even the feelings whirling inside my chest are just another kind of fear. That's just ridiculous. I grit my teeth. I don't know if it is regret or fear, or maybe an unpleasant revulsion. But just recalling the face of the man in the black coat makes me want to break something. Irritates me. You're awake, Shiki? Arkawade pokes her head out of the kitchen. Oh. What is it? Making such a scary face. Did something happen? Arkawade speaks lightly as if nothing happened at all. Feelings which were welling forth inside me now just all disappear. Arkawade, is your wound okay? Yes, for now. She laughs confidently. She seems exactly like before, probably better than I am. Oh. Then that's good. At least At least the people near me are safe. At least the person near me is safe. Only one. Hey, wait a minute. Arcuade isn't human. Getting such an important thing. Oh, I'm really spaced out. Anyway, I'm happy your wound wasn't serious. Oh? What's wrong, Shiki? And just a little earlier you were calling me a monster. Idiot, I still think you are. That's something else. I just wanted to thank you for helping me. Yeah, I helped you, Shiki? Arcuade's eyes widened in surprise. It seems she wasn't even aware of it. Yeah, you helped me. So it's a little late, but thanks for protecting me. If you hadn't pulled me out of the way, I would have joined that list of 103 names. Thanks. It wasn't really anything. I'm the reason you met Nero, so you don't have to feel like you owe me one. Maybe, but the truth is, you saved me. Since you did, I want to thank you. But if I didn't make you watch over me, you never would have been involved in that night, and all that. I'm the one messing up your everyday life. So, wouldn't it be more appropriate for you to hate me rather than be indebted to me? Well, certainly, I do think you're a big bother. But, you know, in the end, I think I have to take responsibility for my actions, you know. I only just randomly killed you. Long time ago. Someone taught me this. Oh, another thing. People have laid me on the straight and narrow, okay? I think I get it now. Alright, so here's what it is. Okay. Alright, so. The chick in the red hair at the beginning of this was the chick who is seen with the short blue hair in Fate Extra. She's been redesigned. The one with the long red hair, similar to the girl at this, was her younger sister that is seen at the end of Heaven's Feel. She focuses on puppets. That's where that comes in. I think I now get it. Who is who? Blue hair with glasses focuses on glasses. Red long hair that works with the servants in Extra makes puppets. Okay? I think I get it now. Again, I only know these characters from cameos alone so far, so I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Okay? So, when I move on to more media, it will cement it better. Okay? So, hopefully that makes sense. And hopefully I'm correct. Because otherwise, I'm a dummy. Okay. Well, she said, whatever happens around me, I have to stick with things I started to the very end. Oh man. Guy's one of those completionists when he plays games. Not me. Woohoo, no boy. Well, it seems quite natural. I am a supporter of that idea. Which is why I don't hate Arcuade. I just feel like I'm involved in something pretty bothersome. Oh, now that you mention it, I did say I needed a shield because you killed me. So, I guess I don't have to apologize for involving you in such things. Right. The situation I'm in now is my own fault. Your fault, huh? I think you have bad luck, Shiki. If only you killed some other girl other than me, things never would have ended up like this. Hey. In the first place, you can't just assume I would kill someone other than you, Arcuade. I've only felt like that, stalked and killed only once. Only Arcuade. Okay. My immediate feeling is press F to doubt. Like, my immediate feeling. But we'll see. Or I want to think she'd be the other one. See? Told you. We'll see. Ah. Huh? Did you remember something you forgot? No, that's not it. I never really thought about it before, but I just wondered why I wanted to kill you. Arcuade frowns as she looks at me. Well, it's a natural reaction. I, the one who killed Arcuade, is saying that he doesn't know why he killed her. There's no reason at all, right? Because you're just a born killer, Shiki. Eh? Chocolate? What did this woman just say about me? You seemed really used to it when you attacked me. You rang the doorbell, put your hand through the door as it opened, and entered. While I was still off guard with surprise, you killed me with your first strike and just finished off by slicing me into pieces. Yeah, your surprise attack was perfect. How perfect was it? A painting of you from that time would have been an unparalleled masterpiece. That's how perfect it was. But no matter how superb a killer, no matter how excellent your technique, the victim this time was a poor choice. I don't know how many people you killed until now, but I think it was time for you to be caught when you chose me as your prey. What's with that scary face all of a sudden? I want to say something, it's better to just say it. We've never held anything back between us, right? That may be true. I nod and motion for her to come near me with my hand. A secret? Arkwade approaches excitedly. I bring my mouth close to her ear and clearly state what I want to say. Hey, you know, Arkwade? Yeah, what? Okay, ready? That's not it at all, you idiot. I'm not gonna yell. I'm not gonna yell, for your sake and my sake. Because, look, I have a busy week ahead of me. And I gotta save my vocal cords. They're the most important part of my body. Idiot, out. My shout echoes through the room. I strike her eardrums with full power, not holding back one bit. Owie! Arkwade exaggeratingly covers her ears. I'm ticked off now. What are you doing all of a sudden, Shiki? I'm the one who should be angry. I was wondering why you were asking me all those impossible things, but now I understand. Understand what? About you asking me to be a shield against a monster and watching you because you think I'm some crazed killer. Jeez, you're unbelievably mistaken. You thought so highly of me because of that. Look, I'll tell you right now. I'm not a killer or a homicidal maniac. You were the first person I killed. Wade's mouth hangs open. Damn it, she really does seem totally surprised. No way. It was your first time, and yet you were that skilled? Yeah. Certainly, I do have strange eyes, but I still lived an honest life. I never even once thought of using those lines to kill people. But then, why did you kill me? You never even saw me before. I don't know either. I just became so fixated when I saw you on the street. When I had come to, I had already, sliced you into pieces. In this room. Without reason. Without purpose. I see. Yeah, I see. I don't have any right to be angry at Arkwade. No, you really don't, bud. Even if she's alive right now and isn't human. The truth is, I killed her with my own hands. Why are you all quiet again? What do you mean, Shiki? I'm sorry. I have to apologize. Why did I conveniently forget such an important thing? Sorry. I'm sorry, Arkwade. I, Tono Shiki, killed you. More than anything else. I should have apologized for that from the very beginning. There really is something wrong with me. It's only natural she mistook me for a killer, because I don't even understand that impulse myself. So maybe Tonoshiki might be a real killer. The reality is, I killed you. So I have to accept my sin and punishment for the Nintendo 64. Let's play. I got controllers right here. No, sorry, that game's only single player. Killer like me can't mix in with the rest of society. Not realizing such an important thing till now is just too cowardly. No matter what Arcuate is, I am someone who kills for no reason. I see. And you really don't understand why yourself, Shiki. I nod silently. Then you didn't feel any enjoyment either? Yes. Certainly there are those killers for whom killing is like breathing, but you are really normal, Shiki. That's right. At least, I try to be. No, you are incredibly normal. Like, I mean, when I select the setting on my dishwasher called normal, it shows a picture of you beside it. That's how normal you are. Then, I was the only one you wanted to kill? Yeah. Other than you, I never felt like that before. I see. Then there's no problem. You're not a killer, Shiki. She says this lightly, almost dismissingly. I don't think you have to receive any punishment. By chance, I was the one you wanted to kill, and worse, you were equipped with this unparalleled killing machine. But luckily, I'm a vampire, so no one died, right? So you don't need to be troubled so much. I don't think you have to worry about those morals of human society. I know. But still, I killed someone. A dangerous person like me can't be allowed loose. That doesn't matter. Right now, the only ones who condemn you are me, the victim, and you, yourself. That may be so, but it doesn't change the fact that I killed you. Right. Even if there is no punishment, the sin will never disappear. Of course. Even now, I still resent it, so it'd be troubling if you just forgot. But, you know, Shiki, if you feel that way and will always regret it, then I don't think there will be a problem. That's just sugarcoating it. Shiki, there really are people who will not sell their souls to the devil even if they hated the world. Like, someone so honest, they could apologize to a vampire. So, I think it's alright. No matter what people say, no matter how much you say you're not, you can still stay in the world you want to live in. What? I'm speechless. How can you smile and say that to the person that killed you? I mean, the fact that, like, she's still alive might be how. Wait. Come on. We have a much more troublesome problem to worry about. Now that you are up, Shiki, I want to talk about now on. As she speaks, Arcuade collapses on the floor. Uh-oh. Arcuade? Rush over to her. Sweat glistens on her forehead and she's breathing painfully. Oh man, it seems I still can't do much. I look down. Her white top is soaked red near the stomach. That wound. This? The effects of your attack are still lingering, and I can't even heal my wounds. I closed off the wound at least, but it seems like it didn't work too well. Tone is very cheerful. But I notice it has a hint of pain. Close off the wound? What, Arcuade? That. Arcuade points to something on the floor. It's brown. Please don't be poop. At first glance, it looks like a donut. Or Baumkuchen. Baumkuchen. It turns out to be a roll of packing tape. Thank God it's not poop. Sorry, when I heard the word brown, my brain went, did she just Did she just, like, grab poop and shove it into her side? I'm happy we're not there yet with the game. Maybe I'm just terrified of what I hear about the sex scenes from this. The fact that everyone's like, oh yeah, no, they're worse than Fate. How? How can they be worse? I've read those ones in Fate and they're so bad. Oh, it's gonna be terrible, but we'll see. We'll see. You idiot. Who the hell uses packing tape to close off a wound? I mean, someone at war, but hey, you shouldn't call people idiots all the time. I really might start thinking I am one after a while. Shut up and let me see your wound. I'll reach out for her cloth. She runs away by rolling across the floor. That's a wonderful mental image. Don't be ridiculous. What are you going to do if it opens up again? It's fine. Just leave it alone. You should stop acting stupid, too. Trying to rip off a girl's clothes like this, you're worse than Nero. Oh, wait. I got the characters super backwards for that. Okay, don't be ridiculous. What are you going to do if it opens up again? It's fine if just leave it alone. You should stop acting stupid, too. Trying to rip off a girl's clothes like this, you're worse than Nero. Look. I don't see you as a human. So guy or girl doesn't matter. Calm down, okay? If you die from an injury you got protecting me, I'll be feeling guilty about it forever. Arkwade looks at me in displeasure, and this time rolls towards me. Arkwade closes her mouth tightly. Seems she's a bit sulky, but I guess it's okay to look at the wound. I lift up her shirt and expose her stomach. That is straight up packing tape. Packing tape is wrapped all around her. It really is badly done. And taking a good look, I can see blood seeping through. I'm disgusted. More than that, I'm pissed off. I lower her shirt back and pick Arkwade up. What are you doing, Shiki? I'm putting you to bed. I'd take you to the hospital, but it's not like I can do that. As carefully as possible, I place her on the bed. Look, until I come back, don't move around. Walk around like before. I'll just forget all about you, so be prepared for the consequences. I look around the room. As I thought, there's nothing like a first aid kit around at all. Arkwade, you said you were rich. Yeah, money's not a concern for me, but what about it? Hand it over. I'm gonna buy some things I'll need to treat you. I don't know if it'll work on you, but I have to treat you the same way I would treat an injured person. Fine, but it might be useless. Even if it's useless, I'll do it. Can't leave it alone like that. I see. My body is made the same way as yours, so it might have some meaning. Hurry up and give me the money. Hey. Hey. Pay up. Pay up. Pay me. Pay me. Right now. Right now. Put it in my hand. Put it in my hand. Pay me. Pay me. I want to get that money and then I want to go like this. I want to dollar bill it. I'm gonna do that. And then I'll go save you. Because I've just always wanted to do that. Not really an option. Usually, so. Just want to give it a try once and then I'll go save you. I'll pick the money up. Just be quiet and stay there. Oh, but don't sleep. You can lie around, but stay up. What? Hey, that's a really absurd order. It's absurd, but do it. I've heard your bodily functions weaken when you sleep. If you sleep with open wounds, your immune system will get weak and your wound will get even worse. Sleeping will only help your tiredness, not heal your wound. So for now, at least don't sleep until I get back. Really? Okay, I'll do that, Shiki. Arkwade smiles happily. As expected, Arkwade's thought process is completely a mystery. Women, am I right? Why are you smiling? Because you're reliable, Shiki. I say nothing and hold out my hand. Arkwade pulls out her wallet out of her skirt and hands it to me. I'll be right back. I turn away from Arkwade and head out of the room. As soon as I go outside, I notice something in the kitchen. Ah, food. On the table is something less than a meal and more like food. Something less than food and more like ingredients. You might say it's something which appears edible. I guess this is why she was in the kitchen. Oh god, is she a disaster chef? Is she one of those characters that can't make food for nothing? It's an endearing character trait. Idiot. Arkawed says she doesn't eat regular food. I don't even have to think who this food was for. Damn it. What's with her? Getting very irritated. Getting so irritated, I decided to hurry up and get somebody to treat her as fast as possible. I'm also going to grab Burger King on the way. I'm going to get chicken fries. I'm going to eat those chicken fries while I stitch her up. With honey mustard. Dip and rip, baby. Although I say first aid, the only things which come to mind are things like restraining bandages or painkillers. Oh, you know. Nothing. Okay. But it's still better than nothing. You are correct. Even if it's a small thing, if it's something, then it's not zero. I mean, you're not wrong. It'll help a bit. Believing that, I buy whatever I can think of. Hey, that tickles. I ignore Arkawade's voice and fasten the gauze. Gauze. It's a fun word. As carefully as I can. The wound on her stomach wasn't really large. Arkawade said herself, most of it healed on the outside. But there are still 4 golf ball-sized black holes from the fangs of the crocodile. It might actually be bad for a wound this big, but considering the possible infection, I apply some disinfectant. You know, I used all my knowledge from Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater to do this. Just try everything until you're healed. I put gauze over the wound after that, and carefully wrap it around in bandages. You quit it! You're too good. Arkawade is laughing cheerfully. I ignore her and pin her bandages. In order to stop the blood flow, I press a little to tighten the bandages around the wound. Ow. Jeez, I'm taking points off for that one, Shiki. For now, done all I can. Well then. I at least made it look good, but how is it? Can you move around all right, Arkawade? Yeah, it doesn't seem like it'll get in the way. My insides are still pretty messed up, so I can't move fully anyway. I see. Well then, the rest is up to you. My specialty is slicing apart, not healing. You know, I'm Shiki, the guy who slices now. That's my life now. Shiki, the guy who kills. I step away from Arkawade and sit against the wall. You can sleep now. Sleep will bring your strength back and you'll heal right soon, right? I'll keep watch, so just relax and sleep. No, sleeping won't really help me regain my strength. You said yourself, sleeping only gets rid of the tiredness. For me, regaining strength is only a matter of time. By tomorrow, I'm sure I'll be able to move normally. Just go to sleep already. Look like you're having trouble even talking. Yes, but since you're up, Shiki, it seems like a waste if I sleep now. Arkawade sits up in bed and talks cheerfully. Jeez. Oh well. There's some things I want to ask as well, so I guess it's alright to keep Arkawade company. Arkawade, so, can I ask about the hotel from yesterday? That's right. I guess that's going to be our topic, considering us. Yeah. I just have one question. The guy last night, the one you called Nero, just what the hell is he? Being serious here, so don't say something like he's a magician who can make crocodiles appear from his body. I won't say that. I think you know this already, but he is also a vampire. We call him Nero, and he is quite an exception. To tell the truth, he isn't someone you could talk to so casually like this. So he was a vampire after all. For some reason, Arkawade sitting in front of me, he doesn't match my image of a vampire either. This, Nero. What kind of guy is he? You seem to know him or something. Of course not. I don't have any vampire acquaintances. Knowing them means I'm gonna kill them the next instant. This is the first time I ever met a vampire without killing it. But you guys are talking about a lot of things. It would be hasty to call him an acquaintance, because of that. Nero is a famous vampire, so no introductions were necessary when we met. That's all. Isn't it natural to know the name of vampires with an unusual power and a long history? Among them, Nero stands out even more. Despite being one of the oldest vampires, he has neither a castle nor a territory and is an eccentric wanderer. The church has given him a second name, Chaos. Chaos? What's that? Literally squirming, squelching chaos, like various things mixed together in a primordial earth with no one knowing what will fly out, meaning I'm guessing from last night. Not knowing what will fly out? Jeez. You saw his body too, Shiki. We spoke of it earlier, but aged vampires cannot easily regenerate damage to their bodies. Restore the body after centuries of existence, the weak life of a human isn't enough. So using the more superior life forms, wild animals and magic beasts as raw material, they compose their body. As one of the oldest vampires, Nero is probably in a league of his own regarding the sheer amount of beasts he has caught and used for his body. League of his own? Things like those black dogs are a part of his body then? Exactly. But there is a limit to a human's capacity. Probably only 30 beasts can be controlled at once. Having more than one illusory beast, such as a magical or phantom beast, would overload one's capacity. Putting that into consideration, all of Nero's familiars are probably real animals. That may be fortunate. I don't quite get the last part. I do. But that means there's like 30 black dogs. No, that can't be right. Black dogs weren't the only thing rampaging in the hotel. I think there were things like lions and leopards too. Right. To be able to bring together 30 animals of the same type is one thing, but for Nero to have different beasts in his body truly places the strength of his willpower apart from others. Well, it does seem odd he has that sort of power. It does seem odd that if he has that sort of power, he would only use wild animals. I would have thought he would employ more magical beasts with his sort of willpower. Arkway descends deep into thought. Whatever. Anyway, we at least know his weapons are 20 or 30 familiars. So now we can understand why he's called Chaos. His name really isn't Chaos? Yeah, most long-lived dead apostles don't use their names from their human lives. But they don't make up a new name for themselves, the church assigns them one. That's interesting. I want to be the guy who works for the church who just, like, assigns names. He's just like, alright, flipping through a notepad, he's like, alright, so, we got a new dead apostle to name. Let's take a look here. This dude has, or this girl, she seems to have crazy long hair. She fights with swords. She's from, like, China or something. Let's call her the Consort. Just because that's what she looks like, right? Yeah, definitely not stereotyping. Alright, next one. Let's see, what do we got here? This dude right here. We're gonna call him, Scraggly Joe. Scraggly Joe, because his arms are scraggly. Boy, I'm happy the church has good benefits. I still want that job. They add on names they find special characteristics of the vampire. They add on names as they find new special characteristics of the vampire, so some of them have names as long as spells. And I guess the church must have really hated him to name him Chaos. Or they're just a large fan of Dirge Cerberus, Final Fantasy VII. Would have been enough for one lion to hunt the entire hotel, right? But he let loose all of his beasts to feed, meaning he seems to enjoy excesses. 30 beasts inside the vampire Nero. Just with that, he killed and ate, without trace, 100 people in the hotel in 30 minutes. Can't believe it. He is a complete monster. Yes, he really is the worst opponent I could have at the moment. He's one of those you never want to meet. But what's worse is that such a guy knows where we are. Even now, I'm sure his familiars are watching us. What? Isn't it obvious? We were saved earlier because the sun rose, but we can't count on that tonight. He knows of this place, so he will certainly come to kill us at the height of his power at midnight. Come to kill us? Tonight? Yes, he said so himself. What is this? Hey, that man in the black coat is coming tonight? I don't know what I should say. I should escape. I know that's the wisest decision, but Archwade is in this condition. Even if she ran away, I don't think she could get away from that monster. No, less about her and more about me. If I stay here, if I stay involved with Archwade, there's no mistake. I'll face him. He is dangerous. Clearly put, he is not sane. More than his body, which houses those animals, his eyes are like a machine's, devoid of even a single emotion. The true eyes of a killer, which does whatever it is assigned to do. As one who has experienced his attack, I'm sure that without a doubt he is to be avoided. But does that mean I should just leave Archwade here and run away? No matter who she is, she can't move because she protected me. And I can tell her good luck and go home? Question mark? Archwade, But it's alright. Even Nero isn't a problem for you. No matter who it is, you can kill anyone with a single blow. Huh? Archwade says something outrageous, as if it is completely ordinary. Hey, what in the world are you saying? What am I saying? You're going to fight with me, right? Archwade looks directly at me. Her eyes place all trust in me. But this isn't a joke. No, there's no way I could take on a monster. I'd like to... Ooh, okay. Okay, so I do know that I made a lot of decisions going towards CL at the start of the game, entirely accidentally, mind you. However, I'm gonna go with as many options for pro Archwade as I can. So I'd like to refuse, but I refuse. I know I have to refuse. No matter how much I think about it, I can't do anything. Wait, sorry, but am I going to abandon her? It's my fault. Because of Tonoshiki, she can't move on as she needs to. Am I running away from that monster who mercilessly, cruelly, one-sidedly slaughtered all those people? Run away and pretend like I never saw it? After being the only one to survive, I'm just going to run away without any pangs of guilt? The lines of death only I can see. Didn't that important person once tell me that I have this power because there'd be a time when I would need it? Cheeky. Yeah, I know. I can't run away by myself. I look up at the ceiling, take a deep breath. Fortunately, that prepares me just a bit for what is to come. All right. I'll help you, Archwade. I think it's my duty to do so. I'm the only one who survived that hotel. Then it's decided. It's all right, Shiki. With your skills, you'll have no problem killing him. Archwade states this outrageous thing with a straight face. Well, I'm not as optimistic as she is, but I've got no choice. The question is how I'll act to do that. I froze as soon as I looked into his eyes at the hotel. I can think all I can do is to approach him from behind so he won't notice me then get him somehow. Oh, that was just because your will was weak, Shiki. Nero's mystic eyes are nothing special, so if you can discard your doubts, you should be able to deflect his gaze even if you look right into his eyes. Arkawade just casually mentions it, but I'm still nervous. No, I'd better plan on doing something I've never done. I'm going to approach him from behind and cut the lines on his limbs. That ought to take away his freedom of movement, and if you do that, Shiki, you'll die. Eh? You say the question is how you'll act. That's not right. The real question is how you'll kill. That's true, but Shiki, you're about to fight a monster called a vampire. So throw away your human mortality, even if just for tonight. They'll only weigh you down in crucial circumstances. I understand that much. He's a monster, so that's why I wanted to help you stop him. No, you don't understand. Cut off his limbs? Don't do something so suicidal. If you've got time to cut off his limbs, first cut off his life. Nobody else can but you. Listen to me, and don't give Nero the chance to retaliate. The difference in your offensive capabilities is just too great. If you miss your first strike, you've got no chance of winning whatsoever. Arkawade's eyes are unforgiving of any denial. It's true. It's exactly as she says. If I take my time cutting his limbs off first, I might find my head being eaten in the mouth of a crocodile as I do so. Cheeky. Nero will come at midnight tonight. That's when when you and I will kill him, until he can be killed no further. Frick, that's rad! Not how to act, but how to kill. Think only about that. Arkawade's savage eyes are staring straight at me. She is really angry. Angry that I can still hold such naive notions. I understand. I won't hesitate. I'll take out his point of death in a single strike. That's what I should do, right, Arkawade? Arkawade doesn't answer. I suppose her silence indicates agreement? But where should we wait? Bystanders are going to get killed like back at the hotel. We'll wait here in these apartments. Should we change our location? Yes, I think the park will be suitable. No one's there late at night, and if anyone happens to pass by, it's their own bad luck. Saying that, Arkawade turns her back to me. What's wrong? Got something to say, then say it. I've decided to help you, so I'm willing to take risks. It's useless. You haven't used the word kill even once. At this rate, you'll just hesitate at the last moment and be killed. Well, that's not true. He's a monster who's eaten over 100 people. There's no way I'd hesitate to kill him. Wade gives a small sigh. If I controlled you, I could make sure you killed Nero. I felt that I wanted to do so the first time, but I also felt that I didn't want to the first time. It's kind of like a big contradiction. Wade turns to face me, mumbling something I don't really understand. I trust you, Shiki. Let's get Nero together. A smile comes over Arkawade's face. Her smile looks really uneasy. Are we going to get a dead end? The plan itself is unbelievably simple. It's a little bit before midnight. Arkawade leaves the room and heads towards the park first. Nero's familiar, the Blue Crow, according to Arkawade, should follow her, so I leave the room and go to the park just a bit before she does. Then I'll hide in a bush, where I can see Arkawade, wait for Nero to arrive. While Arkawade keeps his attention, I approach from behind and cut his line of death. This is not going to work. 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 Arkawade stands absentmindedly in the middle of the park. I hide in a bush about 20 meters away. The park is empty. It's 10 minutes before midnight. Arkawade has her head tilted up, watching the blue moon over her. I grip the knife tightly. Arkawade said that Nero will definitely come. So all I have to do is get behind him, approach without making too much noise, cut his line in one breath. Try taking a deep breath. My body is moving just fine, except my fingers gripping the knife. They are tight and immobile as if not part of my body. Maybe I'm nervous. That vampire called Nero will come again. Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't know if we can do this. That I'll have to confront that monster again. Or that I have to kill him soon. My breathing speeds up. My heart pounds as if not part of my body. Calm down. He isn't even here yet. That's right. The target has yet to arrive. Beginning to worry that I won't be able to move my feet by the time Nero arrives at this point rate. Archwade, aren't you scared? I stare at the white girl, vacantly looking up at the moon. Doesn't look uneasy at all. Face looking up at the moon comes down. At the same time, seems I've kept you waiting, princess of the true ancestors. A heavy voice like rusted iron. That's why Archwade looked down. More than 5 meters away from her, and more than 10 meters away from me, a man in a black coat appears like a ghost. Yes, I've been waiting for quite some time, Nero Chaos. Or would you prefer I call you Fabro Rowan? Is that his actual name? And no wonder he changed it to Nero Chaos, because that kind of a lame, boring name. Yeah, I can understand. Sounds classier. It does. You probably get an easier time, like booking an Uber, and it's like, oh, who am I picking up? Fabro Rowan? Okay, that's fine. Niversker Chaos? Okay, you'd probably get passed off a lot. Probably gets his food stolen too, quite a bit. I gotta remember, this takes place in 1995. Archwade's voice reaches me through the wind. Impressive. I would never have dreamed anyone would call me by that name I went by while I was still human. People pointed out the long necks of characters in the premiere there. And, once you notice those, you can't unsee them. At least with this dude, you can be like, oh yeah, he, absorbed a giraffe. Alright, okay, understandable. It's a design choice. It makes sense. It makes him unnerving. But not for Akiha. Because, yeah. Just what one would expect of our executioner. Is she an executioner? Is Archwade paid by the church? Huh. We'll see, we'll see. I suppose you have long found out all there is to know about the current 27 ancestors of the dead apostles. Oh wow, there's only 27 left? I can hear Nero's reply clearly as well. My breathing grows louder. Archwade is drawing Nero's attention. This is my only chance. I take off my glasses through sheer willpower. Hold the knife in my right hand, pressing it against my chest. A white weapon. Now with this, I'm going to dismantle that man-eating monster. Is it too early? I'm gonna hit a save. I'm gonna make a save here. I'm gonna say let's do it. Do it to it, let's run. Nero is looking only at Archwade. My chances only during this instant. Gripping my knife. Crouch down. Everything I have, I run towards Nero. All his senses are directed at Archwade. Even I, who is not in this conversation, can tell Nero is only looking forward. His back looks defenseless, not knowing I will dismantle it in a few seconds. I can do it! I can feel it! Without a doubt, I will kill him! I run. Only a matter of steps before I reach his back with my knife. His back. His defenseless back. There's no mistake. He does not sense me. One more step. And it's all over. Stop. What? What is his body? Nowhere. 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 Nowhere, 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 nowhere. There's not a single line on his body. Well, impossible. No such life is possible. Throw B? Playing Fox and Manly, my dude? Headache. My fingers gripping my knife tremble. After a stab of pain in my brain, I see a single black point on Nero's back. Red. There. That should be where his fatal flaw is. There's something wrong with it being a point rather than a line, but anyway, I'll stab him there. Take a lunging step. The knife in my right hand races towards his point. Right before my hand connects, the points along his back multiply. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 20. Oh no, 80, 100, 200. Wow, boy, you are good at speed counting. This isn't right. This doesn't feel like his death. This is more like heterogeneous aggregation. Like what? What is heterogeneous aggregation? Okay, so heterogeneous means similar. Aggregation means coming together. Way to just pop out of the thesaurus at the last moment. His body, what the hell is it? Uh-oh. Arkwade yells out, "Shiki." I don't have time to think now. His back is right there. Right now, I can just pick any of his points and it'll be all over. There. Bring my knife down as I yell. However, before that, Nero's back rises like a balloon. Pop. A black dog emerges from his back as if emerging from a black sea. What? The black dog shoots forth like a missile. Imagine that, a dog named Missile. I slice its line with my knife, but it's just a line. Only the dog's legs are cut off. Its trajectory does not stop. Wood. Black dog rams its head into my stomach. With strength, I fly back several meters and get pushed down to the ground. The black dog then tries to bite into my neck. I pierce the dog in the right abdomen with the knife. The knife enters the black dog's point of death as easily as going through air. Black dog's movement stops. In that instant, its body becomes a black fluid and pours over me. Oh, no, that's not good. Covered in the black fluid, I can't stand up. I can't get it off. As if sewn onto the ground, I can't move. It seems that something has happened behind me. I hear Nero's voice. Stretched out against the ground, I look towards Nero and Arkwade. You're familiar? But how unfortunate. Those who entered by my domain will be recognized and attacked by one of us even if I do not notice. There can be no surprise attacks against me. Well, this ain't good. Seems so. You weren't looking at anything but me. You still reacted to the danger behind you. That is the strength of a collective, is it not, Nero Chaos? Arkwade narrows her eyes slightly and walks towards Nero. Interesting. You are so weak you cannot even use your marble phantasm. He has a reality marble noble phantasm? Or is a marble phantasm different? Oh, instantly my mind is racing. Do you mean a marble reality? A reality marble noble phantasm? Or is a marble phantasm different? I'm going to assume it has a reality marble. Huh. That's interesting. We're gonna have to see then. Yet you still challenge me. There's no need. It can't be helped, even if I'm fighting a dead apostle. For someone like you, these claws will be enough, Nero Chaos. Short laugh comes up. Fool. Realize your folly, Arkwid Brunstud. Nero raises an arm. His coat ruffles like a cape. Countless animals fly forth. Grr. A thunderous roar. 3 beasts run toward Arkwid like bullets. Not anything like black dogs, but 3 giant leopards larger than Nero himself, like large demonic silhouettes. Arkwid can't move. 3 leopards run, cracking the bricks under them just by running. They're far faster than Arkwid, who's trying to run away. 3 beasts pounce towards Arkwid. It's over quickly. Oh, yo! In an instant, the 3 leopards' bodies are cut in half and fall to the ground. Wow, that is a long arm. Long arms and long necks. That's what I love the colors on this. Oh my goodness. Like the blue with the red. Oh, that's good. That's some good CG. What? What? Nero's voice booms. Arkwid is silent. From there, she moves to attack him. Beasts emerge from Nero's body. The instant it emerges, the lion's head is grabbed and torn apart from its body. The leopard is killed the instant it attacks Arkwid by getting pierced by her punch through its head. Sorry, I'm trying to rack my brain around what's happening in some of these. The tiger is torn apart like clay. Everything following them suffers the same fate. The same with the flying eagle and the giant grizzly bear. Same with the shark swimming in the ground sharks! Ground sharks! I love ground sharks. The same with the ridiculously large elephant. Wow, my man just used a whole elephant, huh? In the end, they can't even stop her. Turn back into a black, sticky fluid. Can I just say, the lack of hype battle music is definitely something that kind of makes this a bit worse than some of the stuff I read in Fate so far. Because when I was reading that Fate, and I mean, I know it came like way later, and this is like, I think like 3 people worked on this. Is literally indie, but like when that music goes in Fate, and you're like, if I had face cam on for that, you'd see me like rocking out to it because it really got me into it. But oh well. Nero tries to escape. Arkwid swings her claws. After the sound of ripping flesh, Nero's body is split in 2 from the neck. Roaring in pain, Nero leaps from Arkwid. Split from the neck to the waist, he's lost over half his body. Splat, the rest of his body falls at Arkwid's feet. This isn't a fight. What about Arkwid saying she was only able to move? The beasts Nero let out weren't weak. These lions and tigers, just one of them can tear a car into scraps. And that grizzly bear could have torn a tank apart with its uncontrolled violence. But such beasts were torn apart by Arkwid, and Nero himself is half dead. Were we just a distraction? We weren't even a distraction. We were less than a distraction. It almost seems like a joke. If it was this easy, it would have been better if I wasn't here from the start. Yeah, Nero keeps retreating as if to escape. You might be tired. Arkwid walks towards Nero slowly, panting. I can hear heavy breathing. It belongs to Arkwid. Ragged, painful breathing. Why is that? Arkwid's breathing sounds more painful than Nero's, who's torn in half. My man is literally split in half. Wow, you are just... Wow. It is quite unbelievable. Weakened as you are, you still have that power. As expected from the executioner prepared by the true ancestors. Do not face the white vampire princess. It seems the warnings of the others were correct. Nero's voice isn't dimmed at all. I feel a horrible sinking sense of despair. Arkwit tries to catch her breath as she slowly draws near Nero. But I never expected to defeat you with only 10 or 20 of myself in the first place. Enough boasting. You can't kill me with any amount of such familiars, and I've cut off half your body. No matter what, you have no chance of winning. My familiars have all been killed, but you seem to be mistaken. I do not carry familiars, nor do I use them. All those things you fought were truly me. Okay. Huh? Okay. It is quite unpleasant to be considered similar to other mongrels who capture other living things to repair their damaged flesh. There's that word. Wonder if it's actually like zashu in Japanese. You should have been able to tell with a glance if you had not been weakened. Use your golden mystic eyes and see. Can you see it? The chaos of the 666 beasts inside my body. Splash. Something moves quickly at the edge of my vision. Behind Arkwid. The half of Nero's body, which was cut off by Arkwid, is shaking. It rises up in a large clot and shoots toward Arkwid. Arkwid, behind you! Shiki? Arkwid turns around, but she doesn't make it. The half of Nero's body lying on the ground becomes countless large serpents which attack Arkwid from behind. The large serpents wrap around Arkwid and return to black fluid. Arkwid is pinned to the ground like me, but the pressure is hundreds of times worse. What? No way. As she's pushed down, Arkwid tries to escape. It is useless. You should understand what that is, Princess of the True Ancestors. Arkwid's face lights up in pain and surprise. The remaining half of Nero raises its voice, almost as if howling. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Ha ha! Are you pleased with the chaos within my body, Arkwid Brunstud? So, like, yeah, this is like the Bible quote. You know, understand the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. That 666 transliterated into Hebrew means Nero, and Nero is the emperor, which is on the coins. So the Bible is saying, hey, don't be greedy. Don't fall under coins. You know, don't just think about that. But of course, you know how it is when people who read the Bible. It's like, you know, they pick and choose. Whatever. Are you sane? A human body having more than 300 factors compressed in something as small and closed in as a human shape. This is just like... Indeed, no different from the primordial sea. That's interesting. That's really interesting. That ties back in with a lot of stuff that we've been looking at with the idea of the primordial sea. I am not making my body up with other animals. I merely use the factors called animals as my body, mixing them in like mud. I have no such things as familiars. What exists are 666 beasts, and lives equal to that number. Ripping my body in half or crushing my head is meaningless. I am 1 and 666. If you wish to destroy me, you need to destroy 666 lives at once. Oh, well, that's why he had 600 dots in him, huh? This can't be. This is what chaos means? Of course. So my alter selves have no concrete existence. When released from this body, which is my territory, they take the form as some kind of species for the first time. They have no form of their own from the beginning. You can kill them outside of me, but once they return, they regenerate as part of my chaos. Though even I cannot predict what they will become once they emerge. Understanding and controlling this disordered dendrogram is my eternal thesis. The vampire with only half a body gives a boasting, muffled laugh. That's impossible. To take in souls. If you encapsulate uncolored conceptualized existences, you yourself will disappear. Indeed. That is why not a single person is here. That is why this is not a single person here. The personality of Nero already does not exist. We are not a single body, but closer to a limitless collective. Certainly there is no meaning of existence in such a life. There are already life forms in the deep ocean which can be termed eternal systems. That is true. That is actually very true. If you look up some of the existences of lobsters, there's some deep sea lobsters that, like, they're immortal. When they die, their body literally just reboots. There's some interesting stuff about, yeah, the deep sea life that can basically be eternal. You know, I think there was even talk about them scientists looking into the DNA of that, but, like, it's, like, horrible. Because then there's ones that, like, there are, I remember, yeah, there's lobsters where it's like, yeah, their bodies continue to grow and they just reboot themselves. But if their bodies stop growing, then what happens is they get stuck in their bodies and then they're stuck on the floor. They can't move because they're literally too much meat squished into a lobster. And then they're just, the way they die is by being eaten because they're a free target now. It's really crazy stuff. So, I mean, like, they're eternal. They are, you know, they are immortal, quote unquote, but they almost all die because eventually their body stops growing and the meat inside it, because remember, exoskeletons and stuff, just can't move anymore. Cool stuff. Fun ocean facts. It's what you're here for. This body will lose its intelligence and become a mere specimen like them someday. But do you not find it magnificent? There are things which swirl inside me, and you do not know what form they will take. This small world is like that of our world in its primal stages, a chaotic space where what will be born is unpredictable. The darkness of chaos, just like this planet's dendrogram. Well, still having the possibility of dramatic change. I wish to know what lies at its culmination before I disappear. That is why the church gave me this name, Nero Chaos. Equipped with 666 beasts, no longer a vampire, but a space which has become chaos, a heretic who broke the taboo. Arquid's voice is held off. Black fluid squirms all around her. Even Arquid's face is already half covered. That's all. There's such a prison, even you cannot escape. It is a union of 500 of my parts. The soil of Genesis. God, we're just... He was really into those Bible references, huh? Even were you to be at full strength, could not hope to destroy it. It is equivalent to destroying a whole continent. That's pretty strong. Nero's remaining half approaches Arquid slowly. Many of our brethren have already been killed by you. Many have sought to destroy you, only to be destroyed in turn. That is all over. I, Nero Chaos, will accomplish a great feat none could perform until now. Nero, this reality marble... Oh, yeah, we're just using the word, huh? Who... This should be easy to tell. Your nemesis, the serpent, came to teach me. Not the one from this current generation. Serpent. Huh. Don't know. Don't know. Before you killed him, he bequeathed upon me the method of making this cage. I can't hear Arquid's voice anymore. Looking, her mouth is covered in the black fluid. But the serpent is also a tragedy. What was once a priest of the church can't live on just because a goddess of death like yourself is chasing after him. If he had lived, he may have devised a means to control the chaos in my own body. It certainly must have been regretful not being able to fully utilize such a clear heresy before getting destroyed. I was okay, I'm gonna be real. I feel like they're dropping way too much, like, actual plot for me to die and then have to redo this, but we'll see. I was a sworn friend of the serpent. why you persistently pursue him without tiring. I'm very curious, but it seems you can no longer speak. The black fluid starts to pin down Arkwood's body, but by now it is no longer Arkwood's collapsed feminine figure, but only a formless mud. I will make you a part of me, Arkwood Brunstud. Absorbing your amount of will may require great effort, but it will make me the highest rank of vampire. A little pain is like a celebration for the new creation. When that happens, even the professional killers of the abominable burial agency will have nothing to fear. I will eradicate all members of the moldy church. Arkwood's face sinks completely with a sucking sound. Even the lines of her body, which I could barely see before, have disappeared. At this rate, if I leave Arkwood alone, she'll be absorbed into the black fluid. Why, you... I look at the black fluid covering me. The black lines of death definitely do exist. Resisting the throbbing pain in my head, I run my life along them. The black fluid becomes like mere water as I slice the lines. Alright. I breathe heavily as I stand up. I have to save her. I have to save Arkwood from that monster, but how? I can't even get close to Nero. Even Arkwood, as terrific as she wasn't able to take him. And if I stand and face him, wouldn't I be killed instantly? I can only barely manage to kill one dog. I wouldn't last a second against those other beasts like the lions or leopards. Furthermore, I can see hundreds of points on his back. I couldn't fully understand the conversation between Nero and Arkwood, but it seems that each one of those beasts are him. Then, if I want to defeat the vampire Nero, I have to kill all the beasts having that point. I can't step forward, no matter what. A human can't step toward a monster like that. Damn it. The end once more. I'm trying to save my life and do nothing about someone getting killed. Oh, hear a voice. Nero's voice is full of contained amusement. No, it's not his voice. I can hear something like the sound of footsteps. This can't be. The sound is far away. Without doubt, the sound of light, skipping footsteps is drawing closer. Arkwood said earlier, the park is empty of people at night, and if people pass by, they are simply out of luck. Far away, I see a small human shape. Some girl I do not know about my age. This isn't good. For her to come here, it means... run away! I scream. I scream, forgetting that Nero wasn't paying attention to me or that he might attack me. Yet the passerby does not stop. Not knowing anything, she casually heads for this place. Half of the vampire in the black coat breathes out in content. My body has just been torn apart. I need more sustenance. His half of a coat squirms like a living thing. Fortunately, it seems sustenance has arrived. Black beast flies from Nero's body. Stop! My voice doesn't reach her. The beast runs like a black wind toward the faraway figure. It's over in an instant. A short scream, sound of a body hitting the ground. Smell of blood wafting on the air. The black tiger retrieves the human in its mouth. The girl's face is no more. Most likely gouged out by the tiger's claws. Too ruthless. Repulsive, one-sided violence. My head hurts. My throat is starting to dry. Oh, just like in real life. I'm going to take a sip of my tea. Chamomile. How lovely. My mind starts to compress, and I can only see the enemy in front of me. Tiger slithers like a snake into Nero's body. Strange. Corpse of the girl in Tiger's mouth disappears. Yet, munch, crunch, grind. He's not there yet. I still hear the sound. Rip, gouge, gorge, gulp. Sounds are coming from inside the man called Nero. Sound of dissolving flesh, shattering bones, the slow chewing of a human. No mistake, inside his body, he's eating that person. Nero's lips twist in a smile. With that, a switch goes off in my brain. That is another, that is a concept that is definitely reoccurring in in Nasu's writing there. The idea of like, yeah, like a switch turns off in the brain. Used multiple times, you know, to really show that, yeah, like, that's it. Like, it is a binary. It is, as soon as that switch is flipped, game time. You know, let's go.
Fuck you!
Wow!